Hi guys, it's Kelly O. I'm here in Balboa Park with my husband Simon.
Hey.
And we're just having a bit of a stroll because he has the day off today, so we've just been checking out. It's absolutely beautiful. In this video, I'm going to be answering some of your questions, so I just wanted to take the opportunity to do a Q&A session for you guys, so stay tuned. Greetings from sunny San Diego. Hi guys, it's me, Kelly O. So yeah, why am I in San Diego? Well, my husband had to come down here for work. I had the opportunity to come with him, so I thought, what the heck? Let me get a free stay in a hotel room and visit one of my favorite cities in the United States. So yeah, I had an awesome day just walking around Balboa Park and getting some sun and just seeing the beautiful sights of this city. This is my first time making a video outside. I do have a special microphone, but I'm not sure how the sound quality is going to be. So if it's not very good, I apologize and I will work on that in the future. It's kind of a trial and error process right now. Anyway, so yeah, I'm in San Diego. My husband had to come for work and I was able to come with him. So here I am in the beautiful park, and I thought I would make this video today and take the opportunity to answer some of the questions I have had on my channel since I launched it. I've only had my YouTube channel for a couple months and I've already got a lot of really great, thoughtful questions and comments from you guys. So I thought it would be really fun to get to answer some of those questions. So first question comes from YOLO Solo. They say, will you talk about Earned It? And they're referring to the music video Earned It. I know you were in that video and today I heard that it was the #1 song of the decade. Been listening to it all day and thinking about how awesome that experience must have been ... or not ... So yeah, I was in the music video for the song Earned It, which if you don't know is by The Weeknd, and it was part of the soundtrack for the movie 50 Shades of Grey, the first movie. And the music video also references the movie. So this is something that I would love to talk about in more depth, but I did sign a non-disclosure agreement. So I think I'm not allowed to talk about anything on set, but I will talk a little bit about how I felt about it and my experience booking that job. A little bit embarrassing thing to admit is that I actually didn't know who The Weeknd was when I booked that music video. In my defense, I've never been somebody that really knows pop music. I've always been more into older music. And also at that time, The Weeknd wasn't quite as famous as he is today. He was more up and coming. I thought maybe it was a band. I had no idea it was gonna be this like soulful, kind of more R&B singer with an incredible voice. And the song hadn't been released, so of course I'd never heard the song. But I was still really excited. The other thing that was really special about booking that music video is that it was a SAG contract. So SAG stands for Screen Actors Guild, and it's a union for actors and performers, mostly in Los Angeles and LA, but anywhere that they make movies and commercials and music videos and TV shows. And I am not a member of SAG, but I am a member of Actors Equity, which is more of a musical theater actors union. I'm not into musical theater either, but I was in a show in Las Vegas called Peep Show that was produced by a famous Broadway choreographer producer named Jerry Mitchell, and all of his productions are equity. When I did that show, I was able to get my equity card and join that union, which was really special. And once you're a member of that union, you can join SAG. So even though I wasn't a member of SAG, because I was what they call SAG eligible or SAG-E from being a member of Actors Equity, I was able to do this music video. So I was able to do the video because I was SAG eligible and I didn't know who The Weeknd was, which is really embarrassing. And again, I don't want to violate my NDA, but I'll just say that I had an amazing time shooting that video. It was, I think, a real highlight of my career to be included in such a high-profile project. That video has, I don't even know how many millions of views, and people have seen it. It was a great experience. I love that song. I think it has become really iconic. I don't know what publication said it was the song of the decade, but that's awesome, and I could definitely see why it would be considered song of the decade. And if you didn't know, a fun fact about that music video, it was directed by Sam Taylor Johnson, and she is the director of the movie 50 Shades of Grey. So that was really cool to also be directed as a dancer in a music video by a real huge celebrity director. Okay, next question comes from Robert. It says, you are sounding better. Is it getting easier to talk with braces? Consider telling more about your time in Jubilee. I think that would be very interesting to hear those stories. Thank you for the question, Robert. So is it getting easier to talk with braces? Actually, it is not, but that is not normal. For most people, when they get braces, they adjust to it very quickly and they can talk perfectly normally. It's not the case for people like me who have a bite issue always. So I actually started out with 2.5 years of Invisalign, which if you see my first couple of videos, I had Invisalign and my lisp was a lot worse because the trays took up more room in my mouth and made there be even less room for my tongue, and it was really hard to talk, so I had quite the lisp. It is easier to talk with metal braces than it was for Invisalign. However, because the braces are making my underbite worse in the meantime, it is actually making it more difficult for me to talk. So I have less room in my upper mouth and my upper palate for my tongue. So it's like this. And so there's not room for me to talk, and that's why I have a lisp, and it's hard for me to like make my T's and pronounce things properly. It's just very laborsome to speak, and that is not going to go away until after I heal from my surgery. Like I explained in my video about my double jaw surgery, the surgery itself will fix the problem because it will bring this part of my mouth forward. So my upper jaw is going to come forward, and then there will be room for my tongue, and then I will be able to talk. To the second part of your question, you asked about Jubilee and if I could talk about that more. Yes, I can. I'm considering doing an entire video on it. I think I might even actually do a video on the topic of sort of the death of a showgirl. So this idea that Jubilee was actually the last true showgirl show in Las Vegas, and though you can still see real Las Vegas showgirls, and there are shows like Vegas the Show that have Las Vegas showgirls, Jubilee was the last show that had the true iconic Las Vegas showgirl, which is really sad that that doesn't really exist in Vegas anymore. But yeah, it would be great to maybe do a video about that and the history of Jubilee. I find all that really interesting. Most people I meet, however, have never heard of the show, and now that the show's been closed for a few years, I'm not sure how topical it is. But if that is something other people would like to see, I also have quite a few friends that have been in that show, so maybe I could interview them or get them to tell their stories as well. Okay, the next question comes from Robert as well, and it says, in your first YouTube video, and he's referring to the video I did with Glam called I'm a Las Vegas Showgirl, which I will put up here, and I did not produce that video, but it is a video about me. But he said, in your first YouTube video, you were doing fantasy and a side gig at Mandalay Bay. He's referring to Foundation Room. How long did it take to memorize all of the choreography? Great question. I learned fantasy many times because I was doing that show off and on throughout the years as a swing, which is a part-time person that fills in for other dancers. I think I learned that show 3 different times. The first time, it took me a lot longer because I had only ever done Jubilee. So I was still more of a bun head or a ballet dancer, and I wasn't as familiar with other dance forms. So it was a little bit slower for me to pick up. I think it took me maybe 3 or 4 weeks only rehearsing a couple times a week, so working around the schedule of the dance captain at the time. And the other times that I learned that show, I think it only took me a couple weeks, partly because some of the choreography I had learned before, and also because I was just more comfortable picking up choreography. The other thing with that show in particular is that show changes its choreography pretty frequently, so intermittently while you're performing there, you'll be required to learn a new number, which the show generally rehearses all together, all the girls together at once if possible. And also as a swing, I was required to cover many different tracks, aka parts or spots on the stage in each number. So they teach you one spot in each number to begin with, and then as you go, you learn more and more and more. I think by the end, I knew at least a couple, if not all of the tracks in every number. So I don't think there were any numbers that I didn't know, at least 2 spots. The life of a swing is pretty difficult, so as you can imagine, trying to keep all of those things straight in your head can be really difficult, and it's never been something that I was particularly good at. It's never been one of my strong points. So I was really grateful to that show for giving me the opportunity to practice being a swing. It was really good for me. All right, next question comes from Michael on YouTube. It says, I don't know if it's possible, but perhaps you can do a video about life in Vegas, the pros and cons, everything through your own experience. Thank you. Thank you so much for the comment, Michael. Yes, actually, I just released a video about that last week. You can check it out. It will be right here for you to check out. Yep, and it's called The Pros and Cons of Living in Las Vegas. So I hope that answers your questions, Michael. Go ahead and check out that video. So that's it for my questions, you guys. Thank you so much for talking to me on YouTube or Instagram. Like, I love hearing from you guys. I love answering your questions. If you have any other questions for me, or if you want me to go deeper into a topic, like, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'd be happy to do that. I love hearing from you guys. It's so cool. You know, it sounds cheesy, but just in this day of the internet, the fact that we can connect with people from all over the world, and just the fact that you guys find what I do interesting, I love sharing it with you. So thank you guys, and if you have any other questions, I would love to hear them. You can put them in the comments, and it would mean a lot to me if you would leave a thumbs up on this video, because it really helps my channel grow. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you check out part 2 of this video where I answer even more of your questions. Bye!